Hey guys, my name is Christine, what is up? So another football season is in the books, and huge shout out to the
Philadelphia Eagles
for winning Super Bowl 59. Man, it was really exciting when
Cooper DeJean got that pick six.
Can you believe it? Okay, so I've been a big football fan most of my life. I actually used to hate football when I was a little kid, but then my older brother convinced me to sit down and watch the Super Bowl with him one year. We watched the game, he explained the rules, and by the end, I was pretty much hooked. That game was actually Super Bowl 25, which, for those who don't know or don't remember, was the one where Scott Norwood of the Buffalo Bills missed the last-second field goal to clinch the win for the New York Giants. It's often referred to as the wide right game, and I guess it was maybe the inspiration for the Ray Finkle character in Ace Ventura. Here 30 years later, I think it's safe to say I'm still a pretty big fan. From September to February, my family graciously tolerates hours of football being on the TV in our house between college and the NFL, with a limited amount of whining and bickering, and I commend them on that. Trust me, as a Seahawks fan, most of the whining and bickering is coming from me. But with most things in this world, you take the bad with the good, and one of the worst pieces of the bad in this case, year after year, is repetitive, annoying commercials. I'm not talking about the super awesome, funny, expensive commercials you see once during the Super Bowl and talk about at the water cooler. I'm talking about the dry, repetitive commercials they pretty much play on repeat every commercial break like a bad top 40 station from early September to mid-February. You know the kind, the ones that have you reaching for the remote to mute the TV because if you have to hear that godforsaken jar dance song one more time, you're gonna pull your hair out. Oh my gosh, shut up! I'm sure this has always been a thing during football season, but for some reason this has really become more of an annoyance in recent years. It might have something to do with the ever-increasing access to content that doesn't have a commercial break every 10 minutes. It could also be me getting crabby in my old age, or it might also be that I haven't had access to the NFL Red Zone the past few years because I realized I would just rather watch one game closely than try to keep up with a bunch of games all at once. But my hatred for some of these commercials actually becomes kind of a meme in my house. Like, I really can't stand some of these things, and I'm very outspoken about it. I think my family kind of gets a kick out of how much certain commercials aggravate me after hearing them several dozen times over the span of a few months. I mean, some of these things, I swear the stations are contractually obligated to play every commercial break. So to celebrate the end of football season, I thought it might be cool to capitalize on all of that annoyance and pick out 5 of the most annoying commercials over this past season and talk about why they annoyed me so much. Just as an example of what I mean, if I did this video last year, the winner would hands down be that freaking Burger King commercial. You know the one. Whopper, 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 Slopper, Flopper, Cops and Robbers. At DK, scoring touchdowns. He rolls! Commercials like that aren't really that annoying on their own. In fact, the commercial itself is pretty decent in a vacuum, but hearing it every commercial break through 6 to 10 hours of football in a day can really grind your gears pretty hard. The new commercial with the BK Melt song actually did make me laugh the first couple times I heard it, but by the time the Super Bowl got here, that one kind of started to wear on me too. But alas, it is not on this list. One interesting note about all this, I went online and searched for annoying football commercials for 2024 just to make sure I wasn't forgetting any. I came across a subreddit called Commercials I Hate. Dude, there's a subreddit for everything. Some of these people are really unhinged about how much they hate these commercials, and I can honestly sympathize with a lot of these folks, so I shouldn't really say anything against them. Anyways, I was really surprised at all the commercials that I just didn't really think about when creating this list. I guess that's a sign of an effective marketing campaign, though. Can it get in your head without you realizing that it's in your head? So before we get into this list, I did want to mention a few commercials that I actually did kind of enjoy from this past season. One was this Uber Eats commercial with Matthew McConaughey. So I like Matthew McConaughey. I think he's just a generally funny guy. I think I could listen to him give a seminar about pipe fitting and probably find it interesting just because he's got that Matthew McConaughey way of speaking.
The whole game is basically an elaborate scheme to make you buy more food, and it's working.
It's a fun premise. Football terminology makes you hungry, I get it. But the way McConaughey turns and goes,
"Cherry's eating rice,"
it just gets me every time. We kind of have this joke in our house. When I was a kid back in Virginia, we used to order pizza from this local place called Geno's Pizza. Whenever we watched the Seahawks games this past season, when they showed Geno Smith, it would remind me of ordering from that Geno's place as a kid. So the joke in our house is that the commercial must be true. Football is designed to make you hungry, because Geno Smith is making me want to eat pizza. I'm not sure why hearing Geno Smith's name makes me think of this and not this, but whatever. Another one I like is this Sunday Ticket ad with the realistic team mascots. I think it's neat when teams are portrayed by real-life versions of their actual team mascot. So when I was a kid, my school library had a few installments of this NFL book series called Huddles. I actually managed to find a copy on eBay while I was doing research for this video. They were about these characters that are based on NFL mascots, and they get into all sorts of hijinks and there's lessons to learn and stuff like that. I remember being really drawn to these caricatured mashups between football players and whatever character or animal each team is supposed to represent. I was actually really excited to find this one. Look at the little Seahawk character, she's so cute! Anyway, Sunday Ticket has had some decent commercials over the years. One of my favorite football commercials ever is the Sunday Ticket commercial where Jeff Garlin sang the Golden Ticket rewrite. It's so catchy. Like, I can't honestly hear the Golden Ticket song now in Willy Wonka without going, NFL Sunday Ticket.
This is how watching football games should be. It's NFL Sunday Ticket from
DirecTV. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. Finally, I have to mention that Allstate commercial with the Oregon Duck. I'm probably partial to this commercial because I'm an Oregon fan and I'm totally not bitter about losing to Ohio State in the playoffs at all. Anyways, the Oregon Duck mascot always makes me smile. He's just so goofy looking, so I do like this commercial. It's kind of cute. So anyways, let's get onto this list. Here are the top 5 commercials I could live the rest of my life without seeing again from this past football season. Number 5, the Geico We Don't Pass Tina commercial. Oh my god, Lord deliver me from these stupid cavemen. Do you guys realize the first Geico caveman commercial came out in 2004? That's 20 years of this crap. I do remember when these commercials first started coming on TV. I remember thinking it was kind of clever for a second, but that was about it. I mean, I get it, they're cavemen, so we stereotype them as dumb and primitive, but they're actually intelligent and cultured, just like the rest of us, blah blah. It's funny the first couple times, I guess, but I really don't know how they've managed to turn this into an ad campaign as long as they have. All of these commercials are more or less annoying for the same reason. The cavemen just come off as unlikable, smug, and pretentious, which I guess is kind of the point, but it's one of those things where once you're over it, it just wears on you pretty quick. Every time they recycle this garbage, it's not like the joke gets to re-funny itself. They just introduce another layer of snotty pretentiousness to the caveman character, which makes each commercial just that much more annoying than the last. Also, and I don't really want to take it to this level, but isn't it a little offensive to marginalized groups the way these commercials kind of trivialize being sensitive to things like racism or sexism or other kinds of bigotry? Am I the only one who sees that? Like, all the stupid cavemen, everyone's so offended at everything. It kind of plays on the whole you can't say anything these days trope.
Alright, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay,
Just
not
so,
soccer, but
God,
yes.
it just frustrates me to
We
look at
honeymooned
him.
here.
Mallorca.
Mallorca!
Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina.
Yeah, we don't pass.
They help give you more.
A tax
It's just so
And they
stupid.
have
Look
a
at him.
97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
That's helpful, Randy. Also, why does he say salami here? At least I think that's what he says, right?
You could have done it in a
Like, it's not even...
British accent.
It's just so dumb.
That's helpful, Randy.
Alright, so let's move on. Number 4 is the Target Hipster Santa commercial. So there's actually a few of these commercials, but here's an example of one. So what exactly is happening here? First off, this guy is supposed to be Santa, right? Is that what they're selling? He's got the Kris Kringle name tag, but he's like all kind of cool and thin and good looking. He drives an old Ford Bronco and he does his Christmas shopping at Target. So he's all new school and whatever. Out with the old big dude who gives us artisan toys made by elf slaves, and then with the cool hip guy who checks it twice before heading off to Target. He's so smooth and hip. Walking in slow motion to Steppenwolf. Give me a break. I don't know why this gets on my nerves so much. I think it generally just irritates me when people go off script with Christmas stuff. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want Santa looking like he can bench 250, 300 pounds. I guess. I don't know what the hell people bench. Also, I'm a little lost. Does Santa work at Target, or does he just do his Christmas shopping there? Because he's using the 360 app, whatever that is, but he's got the name tag going, and like, I'm so lost here. It feels like they're kind of being ambiguous with all this crap, and I'm just not a fan. Like, I'm sure this actor is a nice guy, but who is this for? Well, I can actually make a pretty good guess who it's for. Man, the ladies love this guy. I like this comment. Good-looking, normal-looking people are back in commercials. Normal-looking people? What is this in reference to? Maybe he's talking about this guy? Hey, I've sympathized, buddy, I really do. Also this one, the absolute worst Santa ever, arrogant and skinny, and Target misstep yet again. Damn it, Target, you've misstepped yet again! I mean, dude, that's totally supposed to be Santa Claus, right? He's got the reindeer, and that's supposed to be his sleigh, right? Is that... Yeah, it says sleigh! Sleigh Santa. Look at him. Like, I don't get it. This commercial sucks. Alright, let's move on to number 3, the GMC crab walking trucks. Now, a bit of a confession. Despite all my race car go-kart driving shenanigans, I'm a total poser when it comes to cars. Like, I honestly don't know jack crap about trucks or whether or not this crab walking goofiness actually has any utility or legit real-world application at all. So this technology could be totally valid, but dude, this looks stupid. Like, I don't know what it is. There's something about this shot that makes me want to do one of these numbers. It just looks so dumb. Like, it might have to do with my own personal feelings about these trucks, but I just don't like this. Crab walking vehicle technology aside, the shot of these trucks doing this in unison is just obnoxious. It's one of those things that in a vacuum is totally benign and who cares, but when it's on my TV, it strikes a nerve, and just for whatever reason, I just find it really annoying. So the companion commercial is this push the button one.
The time has come to push the button.
So this push the button song is called Galvanized by the Chemical Brothers, and I'm not really sure if it's a good song or not. I mean, I like the Chemical Brothers. Their kind of music isn't really my cup of tea, but they seem good at what they do. This song though, I can't stand it, and I think it has a lot to do with this commercial. The whole idea is that you push the button, and I guess that's how you get this stupid truck to go into crab walking mode or something. It's so dumb. Push the button. I don't know what it is about car commercials and why they always feel so brain dead, because when I see a dumb commercial like this, I can't help but think that a team of creative professionals actually thought this dumb crap was a good idea. Like, AI didn't come up with this garbage. This is an organic thought that unfortunately came out of somebody's brain. Just like this one and this one. So what's the angle here? Am I supposed to buy this $96,000 truck and then sit in it going, it's time to push the button? Like this car has all this functionality in the draws that you push the button to make it happen? Like that's so stupid. Who cares if it's a button? Let me tell you, I got all kinds of buttons in my car that do all kinds of stuff and it ain't worth a crap. Going back, a new 2024 Hummer costs $96,000. What is the story there? Look, I got news for you. If you're paying half that for a truck that's not being used for some extenuating commercial purpose, there is something wrong. Admittedly, I've only owned compact cars my whole adult life, but I feel like I have enough redneck credit in me to know what a truck is, and this is just a car company trying to appeal to some shortcoming you have. And look, if you like these vehicles, more power to you. Lord knows I have my own list of guilty pleasures and whatever, but just know that other people out on the road think you're a douche who got taken by GMC. That's not me. I'm just telling you what people think. Like $96,000, are you joking? Also, you can push the button and do this goofy crap. It's so stupid, this commercial sucks! Alright, on to number 2, Apple AI. Alright, so I'm not actually gonna beat this horse too much. Like, I watched Drew Gooden do a whole video about these commercials a week ago, and I'm not gonna try to outdo Drew Gooden, but have you seen this crap? So let me set the stage for you. It's Dad's birthday, and it honestly feels like nobody in this family is at all prepared for it. Like, it feels like it kind of plays on the whole dads always get the worst gifts trope, and this is the face of a guy who's received nothing but bad ties and stupid coffee mugs for however the hell old these kids are. So we don't actually get to see what the youngest kid got him, some kind of box or something. But the oldest kid gave him his hammer? Didn't this happen on an episode of Roseanne? Like, literally DJ gave Dan his own hammer for his birthday?
It's my hammer.
Okay, so she engraved his initials in it, and I guess she did it herself because she said she had a great teacher.
I had a great teacher.
I guess that is kind of special. Dad taught her how to engrave, and so she engraved his initials on his hammer. But is this a special hammer? Why not just buy a new hammer and engrave that? I'm not an expert on tools, so I don't know. I mean, this is my hammer. It seems about as good as his, and I'm sure it was just the cheapest crap I could find at Walmart. But it honestly pales in comparison. So Mom totally forgot about the birthday, which, okay, I stink at birthdays too. But if you're living in a house with someone, especially if you're related to them or otherwise in a relationship with that person, you gotta know their birthday is coming. Like, there's literally no excuse for this. But okay, she forgot. It happens, I guess. I like the face she makes when she realizes she forgot his birthday. Like, he's such a burden This is the face of a lady who's gonna end up on an episode of Deadly Women someday. Okay, so she forgot her husband's birthday, and what did she do? She asked her phone to make a stupid photo collage. Are you joking? What is genius about this? First off, the commercial is advertising this Apple AI technology where you just ask it to create a memories collage thing and it just generates it based on pictures from wherever Apple stores pictures. I don't know, I'm an Android person. Is this new technology? I swear a few years ago my phone would just randomly be like, hey, I made you a collage, complete with music without prompting or anything. Like, my friend actually sent me a couple collages their phone made, and it wasn't my birthday or anything, it was just, hey, look what my phone did. I don't think this is new, and I don't think this requires any sort of new AI technology or whatever. Which, by the way, I don't want to go on a whole AI rant or anything, but the fact that this is being touted as one of Apple's showcase features of its AI technology is really telling in a way. I feel like we've been led down this road of how AI is a super powerful technology that's going to change the world and do all these amazing things to make our lives better. And after 2 years, all we have to show for it is stupid crap like this? I think it's really telling in terms of how overrated and disappointing this technology is. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew this LLM generative AI crap was an overrated fad that wasn't going to prove to be any sort of revolutionary technology, but, well, yeah, I actually did say that. I mean, that's not to say AI doesn't have some functional use. I actually refuse to use it in my videos because I'm better than you, but I have a couple... I do have a couple Twitch emotes I created with AI when it first became a thing, but I recently commissioned my kid to recreate those so that I can get rid of them. So I don't really get much use out of AI, but I know people who say that they do, so whatever. But if this is the best Apple has to show us in a 1-minute commercial, I am not impressed. I was really interested in the comments to this video, but the comments were turned off, and I honestly can't say I blame them for that. But looking on Reddit, these commercials are not very popular. There are actually several commercials like this, and none of them really showcase a good use of this technology. Again, I've been an Android person since I got my first smartphone back in 2009, so maybe I just don't get it, because I don't exist in the Apple space. But these commercials suck, and I am not impressed at all by this technology. So before we go on to the #1 most annoying football commercial, I'll give you guys some honorable mentions. Tagging onto the Apple AI commercial thing is the Holidays Are Coming Coke commercial. I'm pretty sure this was completely done in AI. It's got that weird AI look, everything is off and exists in this AI uncanny valley. It's just stupid. Another one is Debatin' Manning. I actually did like the Peyton Manning commercial. Peyton sounds like Peyton, and that's clever, but it doesn't sound like debating at all, and so this is just stupid. Then there's Stu Virginia. There's also this FanDuel commercial. Actually, just about any sports betting commercial is kind of cringe just because of how destructive sports betting actually is, but this one especially takes the cake. Alright, so let's move on to my #1 most annoying commercial from this past football season, and it's gotta go to State Farm Bundle Rooski. So... I want to preface this by saying I like the Kansas City Chiefs. They used to be rivals of the Seahawks, sure, but the Chiefs are a storied franchise that are important to the history of pro football in this country. They aren't necessarily the top of anyone's list when it comes to historical powerhouse teams like the Steelers or the Dallas Cowboys or the New England Patriots. So I truly think it's cool to see the Chiefs have the kind of success they've had lately. And I like the pieces of that team. I still think of Andy Reid as the head coach of that mid-2000s Eagles team with Donovan McNabb and those other guys I can't remember right now. Not to mention his time with the Packers under Mike Holmgren. Andy Reid has been around for a long time, and I think it's really cool to see him out there still kicking butt and taking names. And to be honest, I don't mind Patrick Mahomes or the whole Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie or anything, but I do like Taylor Swift's music, and I like Taylor as a person. I do think way too much attention is put on her during games, but that's not her fault. It's not like she's asking Fox to put a stupid dedicated camera on the box place thing, whatever, so they can show her being girlfriends with Brittany Mahomes. What do you want her to do, not go to her boyfriend's games? So I mean, I like the Kansas City Chiefs, and I like the individual parts of this team. But something about these guys together is starting to wear on me a little bit, and we just straight up need a law that prohibits these guys from working with State Farm on anything ever again. Going back, I actually did like the one from last year where Andy Reid goes,
Explain it again. with those nuggies.
I actually say that to my kids all the time. I will straight up make my kids nuggies just so I can say that. It's a good line, and Andy Reid delivers it well in that commercial. But this year, it's just, God, this commercial is so stupid and annoying.
Bundle Rooski,
Yeah.
Bundle Rooski, Bundle Rooski, Bundle Rooski.
So my understanding is that the fumble Rooski is not really a formation X's and O's type play. It's more the act of intentionally fumbling the ball so as to confuse the defense. A fumble Rooski can be cooked into any number of gadget plays or whatever, and it isn't really anything super specific. The bundle Rooski is just stupid.
Bundle Rooski do.
This commercial, like, is this funny? Was this ever funny? I honestly don't think I'm alone in saying I feel embarrassed for Andy Reid in this commercial. I think this comment really sums it up. Does Andy Reid know he's won multiple Super Bowls and does not need to sign up for this? Honestly, whenever this commercial comes on, I will get off the couch and walk across the room for the remote so I can mute the TV. Like, it's that bad. I cannot stand it, and I don't think I'm alone here. It's so obnoxious. While we're here, I can't help but to bundle in, see what I did there? This Bundle is Life commercial with Cristo Fernandez, which I honestly did not know until preparing for this video that this character is supposed to be Danny Rojas, which is a character from the Apple TV show Ted Lasso. Again, I don't exist in the Apple universe, so I don't know much about this show, but I did watch a few clips of the show to get a sense of this character and his catchphrase. So in the commercial, him saying bundle is life is kind of a play on that, and I'll be honest, that makes this commercial that much more obnoxious for some reason. So it kind of paints a picture where, in a vacuum, these commercials are just silly, but once you apply the proper context so that you fully get the point of them, it kind of has this adverse effect where you see it and go, what are they doing? Field goal!
Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Field goal.
So do you kick it or pass it?
So
Like
do
a
you
good
kick
neighbor,
it or
State
pass
Farm is
it?
there.
Shut up, Patrick Mahomes. Again, I like Patrick Mahomes. He's a great player. The league is way better off with him. I'm happy for the Chiefs and Andy Reid and all that. But God, these commercials are not helping. Okay, so there you have it. My top 5 commercial campaigns that absolutely drove me bananas this past football season. And now that football season's over, we can move on to NASCAR season. We all know that NASCAR does not have annoying, repetitive commercials.
I need to try it first.
Okay, yeah, I was being facetious. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. If you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment and follow me on my socials and all that. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip. Bye!